This is a really touching memorial here. Let's check this out real quick and then we'll get an interior shot of the mausoleum over there. Just so incredible. I really love this, and the artwork here, and this whole cemetery is just a really amazing place. See a fairly detailed description here of a nun that seems to be buried inside. And you can kind of see here it's going to be a little bit difficult, and a massive, massive spider right there. I'm gonna try and work around it. If we can maybe light it up just a little bit. At least get a little bit of a view. I don't know how well any of the names are going to come out. And some pretty interesting inscriptions on the side of this one. Almost looks like at one point they had a stained glass window and covered it up with this plaque here, but I don't know if that's actually the case or not. But either way, some very interesting information. Huh, that's pretty incredible. And I don't know what this is. There's clearly some sort of marker here. It looks like one of those markers that just has initials on it, so I'm not positive why it's laying here. A fairly large pipe sticking out of the bottom section here too. But in these vents here, there is nothing sticking in there. No bags, no crazy sacrifices or anything. So I guess that's a good sign. Let's see if we can get a view of this stained glass window around here too. Wow. Pretty ornate burial, especially for what appears to be clergy members. That's something that seems a little bit unusual even. Incredible. It's actually devoted to a single person. Kind of just expected it to be a war memorial, just a memorial for all soldiers, but it looks like there's one up here, and wow, actually an eternal flame. And it's just right across from this completely empty field, which I'm assuming is probably for future burials. So cool. This was really cool, and I'm glad that I came over to this side of the graveyard to check it out. Whoa. And there is a little plaque here, right at the bottom. And it looks like, according to the plaque there, that this small piece here right in front is the only section that is actually from the buildings. And the steel used to make the sculpture behind was actually brought in by an artist, if I'm reading it correctly. It looks like someone recently has actually come and put down some flowers here, maybe to commemorate even a loved one that was lost during the event. Quite an amazing and unique place, not something that you would expect to find in the middle of the Midwest here. The thought that someone took the time to do this and to seek out that little piece of scrap from the towers and use it in such an amazing way is really cool. So quite a sobering place to be, and one of those places that hopefully makes us reflect on history and what's important in life and what we can do to make the world a better place. If I can interject some of my own thoughts into it, I think things like this and places like this should really make us think about how we can come together and not tear ourselves apart. So this is the memorial to the soldiers that died to come in here and eradicate these villages. So it's a little bit of a, I don't know, sweet and sour. It's a memorial to American soldiers, but at the same time it's kind of a dark spot in our history. So there are 12 graves here. 8 of the soldiers actually died in the battle, and then 4 more ended up dying later of other causes, such as frostbite. It was actually an extremely costly battle in the War of 1812. Not really sure how long this episode's really gonna be, but I stumbled upon this place on the way back to the command center. I almost was just gonna mark it and come back later, but I wanted to check it out here before the sunset. As you can see, right here is a random memorial, and I think it is a war memorial here. And I wanted to check it out. It's pretty large. Looks like it's about 20 feet tall at least. And yeah, definitely a war memorial. It was dedicated in 1931 to all soldiers and sailors. I wasn't really expecting to find it. It is in a local cemetery in Indiana, and I don't know what's behind it here, or if there's anything even on the back side. So there's nothing on the back side of it, but there is this interesting little opening here. Almost looks like they're going to add something at some point. Definitely a lot of decorative plants and things, but nothing here at the moment. And I thought that was really kind of cool. And this memorial is one of the biggest that I've been to yet. I'm not sure how tall it is, but it's got to be at least 50 or 60 feet high. And it looks as if it is a memorial maybe to all soldiers and not just the Civil War. And surrounding it, much like the last one I was at, are a lot of Civil War and war veterans in general, and it looks like a few cannons, although I'm not sure about if these cannons were actual battle cannons, even in the last one I was at, or perhaps was just put here and at the other location for decorative purposes and to represent the artillery that was used during the war. So it is definitely a war memorial and not just a memorial to Civil War veterans, and in fact has Mexican, American War veterans, Civil War veterans. I'm assuming it has a few from almost every war, and it looks like, well, the monument in the center actually is to many different things, including the unknown soldiers that died in battle. Here on this side is a dedication to the Revolutionary War, to the Spanish-American War, the War of 1812, and as well to the women that have served over the years too. And there must be hundreds of soldiers buried in this particular area right around this monument, so an incredibly special place.